Donald Trump, in that news conference that Lindsay was referencing, really an astounding briefing yesterday at the United Nations, went further than just defending Kavanaugh. He called the whole Me Too movement into account and said it was dangerous for men. So let's go to Natasha as she brings us more on the president's words on that.
Heather, you described it as astounding, and certainly many would agree with you as we watched that 81-minute-long press conference held by the president in New York City, where he was addressing a series of issues, but it really did come down to his position on Brett Kavanaugh. Once again, the president was asked, do you stand by your nominee for the Supreme Court now that 3 women have come out publicly saying that they are accusing him of sexual assault? And he says he's interested in hearing what the women have to say, that he might change his mind. But then he really embroiled himself further into this controversy by saying that he in fact believes the Me Too Time's Up movement might be going too far, that in fact it is dangerous, and that women are targeting powerful, wealthy, popular men because they want fame and money, and so they're bringing forward false accusations. And he keeps stressing, even though this is not in a court of law, he says that you're supposed to be presumed innocent before you're deemed guilty, and he said it's working backwards now. Let's have a listen to him.
And this is beyond Supreme Court? Right. There's nothing beyond Supreme Court? This is beyond Supreme Court. This is everything to do with our country. When you are guilty until proven innocent, it's just not supposed to be that way. Always I heard, you're innocent until proven guilty. I've heard this for so long, and it's such a beautiful phrase. In this case, you're guilty until proven innocent. I think that is a very, very dangerous standard for our country.
Now, the president said that he wished that had these women actually been assaulted, they should have gone to the authorities years ago. Now, once again, making statements like this, the president is coming under criticism by Democrats and by others, various women's rights advocates who are saying that this is precisely why women and other victims of sexual harassment and assault don't come forward, because they are not believed, that they are deemed to be trying to get something out of it. And so it does not help, they say, when the most powerful man in the country is making statements like this. And we should, of course, also note that Brett Kavanaugh, the man at the center of the story who is being accused by these 3 women, has denied the allegations completely.
And very strongly in the prepared remarks that we're going to hear from him starting at 10 o'clock this morning. It was interesting yesterday to hear Donald Trump saying, or partly explaining, the reason why he supports Kavanaugh to the extent he does. It's because he says he has been accused on multiple occasions of sexual assault, so he understands the perspective. And really, some people are really pausing over those comments today.
It was interesting to hear the president bring this up himself voluntarily, because, of course, that is a cloud that looms over all of this. Right back to when the campaign was taking place in 2015 and 2016, these allegations of Trump having assaulted or behaved inappropriately or some sort of sexual misconduct were coming up again and again and again. They still haunt him. So he brought it up voluntarily, and that's why he says he has empathy for Kavanaugh, for other powerful men, and, of course, he says he is innocent.
I've had a lot of false charges made against me. I'm a very famous person, unfortunately. I've been a famous person for a long time. But I've had a lot of false charges made against me, really false charges. I know friends that have had false charges. People want fame, they want money, they want whatever. So when I see it, I view it differently than somebody sitting home watching television where they say, oh, Judge Kavanaugh, this or that. It's happened to me many times. I've had many false charges.
Now, remember that we're going to be hearing from Dr. Ford in just a short while. She's going to be presenting her allegations in front of that committee. And remember that the president has said, even though he's been standing by Brett Kavanaugh, he might hear something that might change his mind.